Hello everyone, and welcome to Earth Archives. Lately, I've been troubled by a question: why can't I feel happiness anymore? Things that used to excite me now seem colorless. It's like life suddenly feels empty. I can't even enjoy the music I love, books, or chatting with friends. What's happening?
You're not the only one who feels this way. Many people have experienced it. On the surface, it may look like boredom or fatigue, but it's actually a deep signal, telling you that your inner self is calling for you, wanting you to reconnect with your true self. Psychologist Carl Jung believed that when life feels colorless, it's not just a loss of interest in things, it's an unconscious signal, reminding you that your connection to yourself has been cut off.
Cut off? So my unhappiness isn't because the environment is bad, but because something inside me is wrong.
You could understand it that way, but it's not about being broken. It's about an unnoticed shift. Imagine walking a path where you complete school, work, and social expectations, meeting all external standards. On the surface, you seem successful, but your inner self may have outgrown these standards. Feeling no joy is your inner self saying, "These no longer belong to me. I need something deeper."
So the emptiness is actually a signal?
Exactly. Jung called this journey individuation, the process of breaking free from societal expectations and rediscovering your true self. Most people, when faced with emptiness, try to escape it, seeking new entertainment, relationships, or changing jobs, hoping the outside world can fill the void. But if the problem is internal, external changes will never satisfy. True happiness grows from within.
Then how do I start? I'm a little afraid to sit quietly, afraid to face those uncomfortable feelings.
Fear is normal. Sitting quietly will make you face your fears, suppressed emotions, and neglected desires. But the discomfort itself isn't the enemy. It's a guide for growth. You can start with the simplest step. Give yourself 5 minutes of quiet. Feel your breath. Observe your thoughts as they arise, without judging them. Gradually, you'll begin to notice what your inner self truly wants.
But how do I know that these feelings are really what I want, and not just what I've been taught or shaped by society?
That's a great question. You can explore it in 3 ways. First, stillness and awareness. Give yourself space, listen to your heart, and identify the emotions that genuinely belong to you. Second, curiosity without expectation. Try doing something simply because you want to, not for results or judgment. Third, reconnect with past joys. Remember moments when you were fully absorbed and passionate. Even small moments can reignite the spark of life.
But what if I do this, and the emptiness still exists?
That's actually a good sign. Emptiness itself isn't a problem. It's a signal, an invitation, telling you that part of your inner self is ready to evolve. You may no longer identify with your past self, but you haven't fully met your future self yet. This state is a doorway, an invitation to dialogue with yourself and create meaning.
Create meaning? I thought meaning was something you find, not something you create.
That's exactly Jung's insight. Meaning isn't given from the outside. It's created by you in your life. It's not about waiting to find the perfect job, the perfect love, or the perfect life. It's about bringing meaning to each moment through your actions, focus, and deep engagement. When you reconnect with yourself and immerse fully in life, even ordinary things become vivid and valuable.
So, how do I begin this reconnection in daily life?
Start small. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes of quiet time each day. Just observe your inner world, without judgment. Next, pick one small thing that genuinely interests you to explore. Maybe a book, a craft you've never tried, or a simple walk. Third, revisit past joys. Identify activities that once fully absorbed you, and reconnect with them, without pressure or expectation. These little practices are like muscle training. They gradually rebuild your enthusiasm for life and your sense of meaning.
But I'm still afraid. What if I try, and nothing changes?
That fear is natural, because we're used to looking outside ourselves for security. But real strength doesn't come from the outside. It comes from your awareness and your actions. Creating meaning is an internal practice. Even if nothing changes externally, your experience will gradually shift. You'll discover that life's vibrancy doesn't depend on external circumstances. It comes from reconnecting with your true inner self.
Besides sitting quietly and revisiting past joys, what else can I do to reignite my passion for life?
That's a great question. Beyond stillness and reflection, you can start practicing what I call conscious engagement. This means choosing activities you're willing to immerse yourself in fully, no matter how small or seemingly ordinary. Psychologists call this state flow. You become completely present in the moment, free from external pressure and expectation of outcomes, just fully engaged. This deep focus awakens your perception of life and can reignite the passion you may have lost.
But I get distracted so easily. Phones, social media, work, they always interrupt me.
That's completely normal, because we live in an era of constant distraction. At first, perfection isn't necessary. You can start with short flow sessions, like 10 minutes, fully immersing yourself in one small task. Gradually, your nervous system will relearn deep focus, and you'll feel the richness of life again.
Besides flow practice, what other ways can I find meaning?
Contribution and service are very important. Many people feel empty because life revolves only around themselves. They lack connection to the world. You can start small. Help someone, participate in a community activity that feels meaningful to you. Even a tiny act of kindness or solving a small problem for someone can create a profound sense of fulfillment. This is a way to create meaning, not relying on perfection, but bringing real value into life through your actions.
What if the emptiness I feel is actually because I'm avoiding some part of myself? How should I face that?
That's a very perceptive observation. Jung believed that people feel lost or numb when they avoid parts of the unconscious. These parts might be fear, anger, sadness, or desires suppressed by society. They don't disappear, they just lie beneath consciousness, creating a vague sense of absence. You can face them gently. Through writing, therapy, or artistic expression, bring these suppressed emotions into awareness. When you bring them to the surface, you reclaim the lost parts of yourself, and life begins to feel whole and vibrant again.
This feels a little scary, but also very intriguing. Where should I start, facing my unconscious self?
The simplest way is through self-observation and reflection. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What thoughts or desires might be behind this feeling? Don't rush to judge or solve it, just notice it, give it a name. For example, if you feel anxious, don't say, I shouldn't be anxious. Instead say, I feel anxious. Perhaps it's reminding me that I have a need that hasn't been met. This awareness gradually helps you reconnect with your inner self.
Facing these emotions, will it really make me happy?
Not immediately, but it's the necessary path to true happiness. Jung believed that happiness doesn't come from external satisfaction, but from inner wholeness. When you dare to face both your darkness and light and accept your imperfections, that's when you truly feel freedom and vitality. It's deeper and more lasting than any fleeting pleasure or external stimulation.
It feels a bit like learning to love myself again.
Exactly. Reconnecting with your inner self, observing yourself, practicing flow, and contributing or serving others. These are all ways of loving yourself. It's not selfish. It's acknowledging that your needs, emotions, and desires are real. When you do this, life is no longer just about completing tasks or seeking external approval. It becomes deep, meaningful, and full of passion.
What if I feel frustrated or regress during the process?
That's inevitable. Any inner exploration comes with resistance and setbacks. Don't blame yourself for temporary setbacks. Think of them as natural responses of your nervous system or mind, like muscle training that requires gradual progress. Every awareness, every small effort, is a building block for restoring your passion and sense of meaning.
How will we know we're on the right path?
You'll notice small joys in daily life, start feeling interest in certain things again, or even feel moved by your own actions. That's when you know you're on the right path. These are signals showing that your inner self is reconnecting and your process of individuation is unfolding.
You'll notice small joys in daily life, start feeling interest in certain things again, or even feel moved by your own actions. That's when you know you're on the right path. These are signals showing that your inner self is reconnecting and your process of individuation is unfolding.
Exactly. Joy and passion aren't just end results. They naturally arise from connecting with yourself, deeply engaging in life, and creating meaning. When you learn to observe, feel, and act in each moment, you'll find that life itself begins to shine.
What's the very first thing I can do?
First, give yourself 5 minutes of quiet. Observe your breathing and inner feelings. Second, choose one small task to fully immerse yourself in, even something as simple as making a cup of tea, drawing a sketch, or writing a line in a journal. Third, recall moments from the past that fully absorb you and reconnect with them. These 3 things may seem small, but they are like seeds that will slowly grow in your life.
I understand. I'll start trying these methods.
Very good. Remember, this is a journey. There's no need to rush. Every awareness, every small effort, is a step toward reclaiming yourself and creating meaning again. Subscribe, like, and share this video, and feel free to comment on which step you'll start with. It might inspire others as well.